Hey, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from theshrinkingpastor.com.
And together, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. Welcome once again. Good morning, boy.
Good morning, Homer. How are you?
I'm doing well, actually. I want something to smoke, though.
Yeah, me too.
What do we got?
I don't know. You were picking.
I was kind of picking. You know what? I am going to pick something from my stash bag.
Cool.
You know, we opened this up and filled it up with some tins, and as we were putting them in here, realized this is one I don't think we've smoked. Old Shenandoah Bootleg.
Doesn't sound familiar.
I think, yeah, it's a Lane Limited tobacco. So go ahead and crack that open, and we'll know right now whether we've opened this or not. Doesn't matter, we're going to smoke it either way. So what's going on with you these days?
I am personally excited to be back in the shop.
Yeah, the weather has finally cooled down enough that we can be here.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful day the last couple of days.
Yeah, it has. You know, some folks have commented about this. Somebody said, oh yeah, you guys in your basement or you guys in your garage. This is actually a very large building that I rent. That it has, let's see, that room over there is...
Someone has opened this.
Okay, then we've smoked it. That room over there is 1,800 square feet. This is a couple hundred square feet. And there's a second story over that room right there. And this was at one time a cabinet shop. And when I rented this building several years ago and moved in, it is now mostly storing tools and a place for us to hang out. So we moved into this space in a real rush because I had to get some stuff made for my daughter's wedding, which is now what, 9 years ago. And the space really needed to have all the electrical reworked, and the gentleman who had left this space left some things behind, and for the most part that stuff has been pushed way aside. It's not in the way, but it's pushing other things into the way.
Right.
And so, you know, it's not ideal yet, but one day, maybe in another 9 years, it can get ideal.
Our longtime viewers have been hearing that for almost 5 years now. So,
but yeah, that's just to bring you up to speed. Those of you who thought that we were in my basement, we live in a part of North Carolina where there's not a lot of basements.
Yeah, the frost line doesn't require it, like some other places. So we don't have to dig very deep for piping, and so we don't dig very deep for space. So and yeah, it's nice to be back here. Filming outside has been fine, but the weather's nice. Today is also my anniversary, 9 years.
It's your wedding
today.
Anniversary?
It's my wedding anniversary. When you're seeing this,
oh, okay, it's not today.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Okay,
which is today for them.
Right.
Maybe.
Sorry.
October 18th is my wedding anniversary, so got married 9 years ago. Yeah, if today was my wedding anniversary, I would not be here. So that's going on with me.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. And I saw on Aristocob, you announced that we're moving.
Okay, the Aristocob YouTube channel.
We are moving.
Everybody's moving.
I'm kicking him out of his house, and he's going into a more different house. So that's exciting. That'll be the next couple months. So it may or may not interrupt our filming schedule. Hopefully not. But
yeah, I don't know if you saw any of the comments. There were a few people who misinterpreted that, and something that I said that I guess to them sounded like I was saying that we might stop Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. I didn't mean it to sound like that. We're not, to my knowledge, we're not stopping Markwood Men's Breakfast Club.
So they're going to be moving about 20 minutes away. My family will be moving about 3 minutes away to where their house is right now. And the shop, where we are right now, will stay. I think what you were saying in the video is you're going to have some space in your house to set up an area for filming and in a small shop
Right.
in your garage. And so some of our videos may be filmed there. Some of our videos may still be filmed here in the shop. And given that I'm going to have a much smaller family in the same space they had, I may also have a filming location at our house. So some videos may still be filmed there in the gazebo, backyard, or wherever else. Who knows? But no, Markwood Men's Breakfast Club is continuing.
In case you didn't know this, I have another channel called Mr. Tool Hunter. And my intention for that channel is to do woodworking. But the problem is the space here has not been ideal at all.
I thought Mr. Tool Hunter was you looking through the space to find a single tool that you're looking for. like bandsaw, ready, go. Like a challenge channel. No?
No, actually,
Oh,
it's
man.
a little different than that. So the new house will be set up with half of the garage dedicated to a one-car garage shop, because I think that that's pretty typical of the average do-it-yourselfer. That shop will be centered around my shopsmith equipment, which again is a great tool to optimize a garage. It could still function as a garage if we cared to, but I will not let any cars in that space. We'll pretend to, but we will not. And but the beauty of all that is it frees up some of the space here to where we can actually make better use of this space. So I'll have two shops, which I'm pretty excited about, and maybe one of those will actually function as a shop now. Mm-hmm. That could be great. So, something new and unusual has been happening in our lives, and I thought we should talk about this. A couple somebodies, in fact, have noted on the Aristagrub Instagram.
That's another.
I do have a YouTube channel called Aristagrub. I collect YouTube channels the way we collect URLs. MyWienerYourMouth.com. So somebody noted that on the Aristagrub Instagram feed, what's the deal with all the vegetables? And they noticed that for now 3.5 weeks, I have eaten nothing but vegetables. I need to lose weight, and I need to have some surgery on my knees. And my doctor wants to do a particular procedure, which is actually a partial knee replacement, but they can't do that with me in my current state of obesity. And struggle as I have for the last probably 9 months, I've just absolutely stalled in my weight loss. And I thought, okay, I need to do something severe, something stupid, as someone might say. And what haven't I ever tried? I have never tried vegetarianism. And I love meat, and I am not long-term giving up meat, but this seemed like something I ought to try before I completely discount it. And so for the last, like I say, 3.5 weeks, I have eaten nothing but vegetables, and I've lost some weight. So, part of the inspiration for this was we both saw a video by Penn Jillette, Penn of Penn and Teller, magicians and entertainers. And Penn was doing a very odd, and some would say extreme, others would say dangerous diet, called what? What do they call that, a mono diet?
It doesn't have a name.
I think it's called a mono diet.
So he lost over 100 pounds in about 16 weeks. And it started with a 2-week mono diet, mono nutrient diet, where you're only eating one food. And the theory is that you can eat one food, one type of food, and if you eat that exclusively, you're going to lose weight. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One, you're going to get tired of it and you're going to start eating less. Your body is going to become efficient at processing that one food. And so it can be one fruit, one vegetable, one meat. People have had success across the board. Things to beware of is if you choose something that's really high in sugar, like apples or ice cream, you may not be as successful. So Penn Jillette, he started, and so the reason I say that, the diet plan that Penn followed is one that has been developed by his friend Ray Cronice, and he is doing a long-term study on this nutrition plan that has yet to be published. And so Penn has talked about it in broad strokes and written about it in broad strokes, and what you'll see in the news is he did a potato diet. His one nutrient, his one food was potatoes, and he did a potato diet and lost 100 pounds.
Right.
Well, the reality
is...
I
saw that in so many reports. When we started Googling this,
right,
they were all saying that he's only eaten potatoes for a year.
Right. So
That's
the reality
not
is
true.
He ate nothing but potatoes for 2 weeks and then transitioned into eating some other vegetables and has become vegetarian more out of realizing that it's healthier, and also just because of a lack of desire, really. The more he's eating veggies, the less he really desires things like steaks and hamburgers. He allows himself to eat those, but he just doesn't want to.
It's found he doesn't care for them now.
Right. And so there are some other things with the diet that I've found through some digging where after the 2 weeks you start integrating other vegetables. You do what's called intermittent fasting, where you only eat during a very specific time of the day. So he eats for a 5-hour window and doesn't eat at all the rest of the time. So basically a lunch and dinner and nothing else, no snacking. So you eat a lot. He eats 3 pounds of leafy greens at dinner time every day. But he's lost all that weight and has maintained it for 2 years. And so in the video, there were some really, really insightful things on... he had some really great insights on just the relationship that large people have with food. And you know, he says one line is a piece of pie more important than my children? Right? No is the answer.
In case you were pondering that.
But it's so easy to lose that perspective, to not have that front of mind. One of the things he talks about is...
Can you connect those dots?
What?
Lose that perspective. You're talking about especially folks who are dangerously obese, right? Such as ourselves. Such as Penn was becoming. You know, Penn's point was he was happy as a fat guy. His health started going on the fritz. Like me at the time, Penn was on the maximum dosage of 6 different blood pressure medicines.
And he wound up in the
ER. At one time, was on the maximum dosage of 6 blood pressure medicines. So I can absolutely relate to that. So the pie being more important to you than your children is you're putting your life at risk when you get to be our size, and if you don't do something about your health.
Absolutely. So
pointing a finger at the fatties.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, pointing a finger at himself.
You know? I was pointing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so another really insightful thing that he talks about is just the relationship with food when one of the ways that he tried to break the habit of eating being a habit, right? Eating to eat and not eating because you're hungry, is only eating when you're hungry and not eating at preset meal times. And so he was intentional about not eating at breakfast, lunch, and dinner just because it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but trying to break from that and getting into the habit of, hey, he said essentially, I want to break up with food. I want to lose the relationship that I have with food so that food is just a thing to keep me alive. Because that will allow me to have relationships with the people I care about. And that's something that struck me because food is something that is a celebration oftentimes in my household. You know, someone achieves something, hey, let's go out for steak, let's go out for pizza, let's do whatever. Food is a social event. We eat to spend time together. That's part of that. And so breaking from those habits where, okay, how else can I reward myself? How else can I spend time with the people I care about? Is something that has been very...
Which was funny because even in this process, we have already hit some weight milestones. And what's the first thing you want to do? We should go celebrate this.
And even with the celebration...
Get a potato.
That's right. So even with the celebration, it's ooh, we should have whatever this other vegetarian thing is, right? So it's healthy in the what you're desiring to eat sense, but it's the same scenario where you're rewarding behavior with eating, and that's
right.
It's not good. It's not good. So it's been very insightful. So I independent from Homer, decided to do the potato diet. We started a day off.
Yeah, I was several days into it and gave him a call to report how things were going, and he's like, yeah, same thing here with me and Allie. What? Actually, you didn't even tell me Allie was doing it.
She's not. She hasn't been.
But you were telling me a couple days in how Allie was losing weight, and I didn't know that your wife was doing that.
She's not.
She's losing weight, right?
She is.
There you go.
So she's involved in something totally different.
And we're not making Markwood Men's Breakfast Club anymore.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm. I am. About as small as I have ever been on this channel at this point, which is incredible.
I actually had to move the camera closer.
Yeah. No, you didn't. But it's incredible to realize you're having incredible success.
Lowest weight in the last 5 years. Yeah, just still, it's very sad as I look at it and I think about, when we moved here to North Carolina, I had lost weight right before my job interview, and in fact, my suit was literally falling off of me when I came to interview, and that was in 1999, and I was this weight in 1999 at the age of 35. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. As spent a lot of time and a lot of weight, and having grandkids now to play with and to want to live with and live for, that is sobering, I guess you could say. Yeah, you can sit there in the lawn chair and smoke your pipe and watch the kids play. It's a heck of a lot more fun to get up and push the kids on a swing. Yeah. Or to take a walk around the block with the dog.
Yep.
So,
a couple of the frequently asked questions that we've received from family and friends. The weight loss has been relatively significant and quick. When you spend 2 weeks eating nothing but potatoes, you lose a lot of water weight at first, and it just pounds start coming off. And so, one question is, well, isn't that dangerous? To which my response is, it is less dangerous than staying the weight that I have been. And it's no different than what would happen if I had gotten a lap band or gastric bypass surgery, as far as weight loss is concerned. One question is, don't you get sick of potatoes? Kinda, but it's actually not that bad. When you think of it as, hey, this is just food to eat to live, it's actually not that bad. Add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of Tabasco. It's not bad at all. Have sweet potatoes. In fact, a couple weeks ago when you saw us eating potatoes that we had grilled, that was day 2 for us, I think. Or day 2 for me.
Or 3.
Yeah.
I didn't quite make it to 2 weeks on potatoes alone. About 12 days in, I started getting all jittery and shaky. And I could tell something was happening, and I wasn't getting enough protein. And one option that we had was I had some meal replacement shakes that I was using when I had my initial weight loss over the previous 9 months. And those do contain protein, so I tried to go ahead and do that for breakfast each day. And that still didn't help. And so I ended up adding beans into my diet to get me past. So then became beans and potatoes. And then after about just beyond 2 weeks, then I've now moved on to other plant-based foods. So still haven't had any meat at all. And yes, of course I miss it. I love smoking on my smoker. And there's several things I will be trying. Some plant-based things to, there's pleasure in mastering that skill and that cooking. It's just something I really enjoy. And beyond the eating, I enjoy preparing food and sharing it. Yeah. So, I have quite a ways to go till I can get my knees done. Yeah. And the good news is, too, as I lose the weight, the knees will theoretically hurt less. Hasn't happened yet. They still hurt pretty bad. Bad enough that I can't wait to get this weight off. So, I know it's interesting. I know that weight loss is a challenge that a lot of us face, and I don't know that I would say to you should try this mono diet, but I would say it worked for us, and it did help us get ourselves past that phase where we were binging on stuff that was bad for us, right? I mean,
well, and the longtime viewers have heard this conversation before, and so one question or somebody said, well, please just don't gain the weight back. Well, I don't know that anyone who sets out with a goal in mind has a plan for failure. But what I can tell you is 2 months ago, my position is I don't even want to try because the failure feels inevitable. And when you have that mindset, it is. And so, I may be sitting here in another year or two the size I was a month ago, and if that happens, I just hope that you'll encourage me to try again. But in the meantime, down is the goal.
Yeah.
So.
All right, proud of you, boy.
Likewise,
proud of you. All right, well, we encourage you, if this is something you need to do or anything else that you need to do, addiction sucks. It really does. And I've got friends that have been addicted to, pretty much everything that can ruin your life. And, in our case, at least in my case, food was a bit of at least a habit. And it's been good at least breaking that habit.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Absolutely.
I would say share your bad habits below, but we don't need to do that. We just want to encourage you. Now, why not stop now?
Check
whatever it is.
Check a link in the description to the Penn Jillette video that inspired us to eat potatoes for 2 weeks. All right. See you guys later.
See you next week.